Hey, we're here at Crawford Notch in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, and we're going to be hiking Mount Tom and Mount Field, which are two 4,000 footers here in the White Mountains. Not the most difficult, but not the easiest either. It is a popular place here at the top of Crawford Notch with the AMC facility and a number of trails that are going off, including the Crawford Path onto the Presidentials. I'm here also the day before July 4th, so it's a little busy, but actually got a parking spot and haven't seen anyone on the trail quite yet, so we'll see how it goes. Both peaks do break 4,000 feet. There's some views on them, and it just makes a nice in and out. So here we go. After that creek crossing, along with the trail junction, the trail does begin to climb more steadily, and you begin to make your way up to the notch between Tom and Field. About 1.3 miles up the trail to the notch between Tom and Field, and as you can tell, the trail is alternating between pretty nice but still climbing and then steeper sections like this. So we're going to continue on up. We're more than halfway and enjoying the walk so far. I made my way a little over 1.3 miles up to this trail junction between the Avalon Trail and the A to Z Trail. So from here, we're going to take the A to Z Trail over to Mount Tom, and then from Mount Tom over to Mount Field. And depending on how we feel, we may continue on to Mount Willey. If not, we'll come down the Avalon Trail behind me and back out to this trail junction. All right, after about 2.4 miles of climbing, I have reached the notch between Tom and Field Mountains. And I am at the trail junction with the Mount Tom Spur, which is where I'm gonna go. So up there. And then behind me is the intersection with the Willey Range Trail. So I'm actually gonna go over there. It's all over the place. But if you stayed on the A to Z Trail, you go down to Zealand Notch, which I guess it's Avalon to Zealand, so that's why it's the A to Z Trail. But I'm gonna head up Tom and I'll take you along. Not the most stunning summit, but this is the top of Mount Tom, and I'm gonna have a snack. There's no real view to speak of to enjoy, but time for a drink and a snack. It's been a beautiful day, cleared up, skies are blue. I know Mount Avalon has a view, so I'm looking forward to that. But now I'm gonna go down back down the Mount Tom Spur to the trail junction, then take the Willey Range Trail over to Mount Field. From Mount Field, I think I've already decided I'm not going to try to go out to Mount Willey on the range trail, so I will go down from Mount Field to Mount Avalon, which is kind of just a bump, and then reconnect with the Avalon Trail and head back down to Crawford Notch. Like there's been a moose ahead of me. A little hard to tell, but that is a moose track. And there's another one right there. And then I continued on through the mud and into the woods. Be kind of cool to run into one, wouldn't it? Another rock pile, another mountain. This is the top of Mount Field, and unlike Mount Tom, there is a little view just down the trail a little bit, so I'm going to take advantage of that. The hike really is worth this view here. There's Mount Tom, and then a whole bunch of other mountains, and I'm not even going to try to name them because someone will point out that I'm naming them wrong. But it is a cool breeze, it is sunny, blue skies, mountains as far as the eye can see, and for quite a popular mountain on the day before the 4th of July, I am all alone up here, so there's something to be said about these evening hikes. I have backtracked about 100 yards on the Willey Range Trail back to the trail junction with the Avalon Trail. And now I am taking the Avalon Trail 2.8 back down to Crawford Notch. Let's go. Mount Avalon, even though it's the shortest, has the best view. There's Crawford Notch, and then look at that, Mount Washington, residential's over there. Beautiful. Continuing down the Avalon Trail, we've got 0.5 until we reconnect at the trail junction with the A to Z trail. So we're gonna continue on moving. I think you can tell it's starting to get a little dusky, but it is June, so we got plenty of daylight to go. And it just gave us a beautiful view up there on Mount Avalon of Crawford Notch and Mount Washington and the Presidentials. Gosh, I just stood there watching it. It was beautiful. Right, we are back to the trail junction with the A to Z trail. That was the way we went up to Mount Tom, and this is where we're going back down. I do have to say that half mile between Mount Avalon and this trail junction, except for just like the last 0.1, was probably the steepest and rockiest section of this entire hike. So depending on how you do it, whether you want to do the lollipop the way that I did it and come down the steep, or if you want to do it the opposite and go up the steep, just know that between that trail junction with the A to Z trail, the Avalon Trail going up to Mount Avalon definitely doesn't waste any time. Has some rock steps and stuff, but really is very eroded, very rocky, very rooty, and just definitely takes some fine footwork along the way.
Now that you have two 4,000 footers under your belt, aim higher and join us for a climb of Mount Madison, one of New Hampshire's highest.